Don McCullin is a British photographer whose career started in 1959 and is best known for documenting numerous major conflicts in the 20th and 21st century. His works range from capturing various wars to victims of the African AIDS epidemic. McCullin's photojournalist career has taken him to many different countries, including Ireland, Lebanon, and Vietnam. Most of his photographs are in black and white, which works particularly well when documenting the wretched scenes of war and impoverishment. McCullin puts himself in the midst of dangerous events and is able to capture the perspective of the subject. This allows the viewer to better understand the truths of war and other major conflicts internationally. His works now appear in many galleries and exhibitions all over the world. This photograph, titled Starving 24-Year-Old Mother with Child, Biafra, taken in 1968 for the Sunday Times magazine, illustrates a starving mother with withered breasts struggling to feed her child. This ethically evaluative photo shows a woman staring straight into the camera, giving the viewer the sense that she's looking at them for help and giving them the obligation to take action. The view of the malnourished child also adds to the significance of this photo. This project demonstrated the struggles the Biafran people experienced after they split off from southern Nigeria. Food supplies were restricted to the Biafran region, thus during the time mass starvation and disease took millions of lives. This and other photos McCullin captured from this conflict changed the public's opinion and eventually influenced the government to send airlifts of medicine, food, and weapons. McCullin had the ability to shift the attitudes of the public through his alarming photographs and make a lasting impact without even saying a word. This photograph, titled U.S. Marines Tormenting an Old Vietnamese Civilian, The Battle for the City of Hue, taken in 1968 and displayed in Hamilton's Gallery in London, shows U.S. troops holding a civilian hostage. They are looking down on him, giving a sense of superiority with stern faces and guns in his hands. The debris and destruction caused by this battle can be seen surrounding the men. McCullin brings the viewer so close to the scene it almost feels like you're there. The black and white adds to the overall feeling of demoralization and the damaging effects that war brings with it that are present in this photo. This piece is very significant because it and others alike changed Americans' views on the war. This was one of the bloodiest and longest battles of the Vietnam War. Americans were led to believe by the president and the media that the war was nearly over and they had been successful. Photojournalists like McCullin documented the truths of the war and in particular the Battle of Hue. The intensity and bloodiness of this battle that the photographs illustrated dwindled the confidence of many Americans and changed their opinions on the war. A once supportive American public quickly grew skeptic after discovering the truth that was happening overseas, thanks in part to McCullin. McCullin's photographs had the ability to make people feel a certain way, and this legacy followed him throughout his career. He risked his life to illustrate times of conflict and bring about change for people and places in need. He believed that photographs could change the way you feel about certain topics and strive to capture moments that did so. I want to leave you with this quote from McCullin that explains his take on photography. Photography for me is not looking, it's feeling. If you can't feel what you're looking at, then you're never going to get others to feel anything when they look at your pictures.